Today we're going to get the whole equation from 2 points. So our whole slope-intercept form, if you remember from with the graphs, our slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. What did m stand for? Slope, and b? Y-intercept. So we've been finding slope. The piece we'll have to find today is the y-intercept. So before we get to that, or how we find y-intercept, I'm going to rearrange this a little bit. When it's addition, I can change the order, right? 3 plus 2 is what? 5. 2 plus 3 is 5. Order doesn't matter on addition. So what I can do is I can flip these around. I can put the b first, and the equation I can flip around as well, right? Everybody go with that part? All it is just kind of rearrange it. It's the exact same thing. If or when we solve an equation, we solve it by doing opposite. So if I want to move something from one side to the other, I would do the opposite. So the opposite of a plus mx here, I'm going to subtract mx from each side. And this is something you'll have to do next year in Math 1. You'll have to be able to solve and rearrange equations. But what that does, those canceled out. So now I've got b equals, which is what we want. We want to find what the y-intercept equals. And on the right side, I've got y minus mx. All right? You don't have to 100% follow how I went from y equals mx plus b to b equals y minus mx, but that is what we are going to use to find the y-intercept, y minus mx. Everybody okay with that so far? So the way that works, let me put it back. We're going to find the slope between the 2 points. Then we're going to find the y-intercept. And then we're just going to plug it into an equation. Okay? All right, so if I've got 2 points, find the slope first. You find the slope by changing y over changing x. So what are my 2 y values? 3 and 4. So we're going from 3 to 4. Is that going up or down? Up. How many?
1.
Then my x values, 1 to 2, up or down?
Up.
Up. 1. What's 1 over 1? 1. So that is our slope, okay? So we know m equals 1. Everybody's good with that part, right? And that's what we've been doing the last few days. So now, to find the y-intercept, we're going to do y minus mx. And what we do is we pick one of the ordered pairs. Does it matter which one? No. Pick the one you think will be easiest to work with, okay? I'm just going to pick this one. This one has smaller numbers. And we're going to plug it in, okay? What's the y value? 3. What did we say the slope was? 1. So we put 1 in for m. What's the x value? 1. And now we do the math. 1 times 1 is?
1.
So we got 3 minus 1, that's 2. So my y-intercept value is 2. So when I take the equation y equals mx plus b, y stays y for writing the equation. M is whatever we got for the slope. You don't really have to put 1, but for today we'll put 1 just so we get used to it. X stays x, and b is our y-intercept. Yes? That only works that way because it's times 1. All right, so just since you're saying, we have to follow, please excuse my Aunt Sally, our PEMDAS, so the multiplication has to be done first. I changed this to a 2. and you did your subtraction first, 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4, right? But when we do the multiplication, times 2 is 3 minus 2 is 1. So it only works out the same because of the 1, okay? But yeah, we got to do that multiplication first. All right, so first thing we do, find the slope. All of you find the slope. We got 3 steps. We'll do 3 steps in order. Carleo, what you got? No? Corey? -2. All right, so our slope's going to be -2. Change in y, we're going from 1 to 3. That's up 2. Change in x, we're going from 2 to 1. That's down 1, so that makes it a -1. 2 over -1 makes that -2. All right, so there's our slope. Now we got to do y minus mx. When you do your y minus mx, you got to be careful with that negative sign too, okay? So give that a try, find the y-intercept. Anyone got it? All right, so we plug them in. I'm going to I'll use this point right here, okay? My y value is 1. My slope is -2. My x value is 2. All right? Everybody okay with that part? Just plugging in numbers. Now, what's -2 times +2? -4. So we got 1 minus -4. When you subtract with negatives, what do you do? When you subtract with negatives, what do you do? Same change. First number stays the same. We change to addition. We change the sign on the second number. Hey, what's 1 plus 4? 5. Our y-intercept, b equals 5. So when we write our equation, we got y equals -2x plus 5. Any questions on that? You got to be careful with your signs. Follow your rules for negatives. Now let's try again. Find the slope first. Everybody find the slope. Marcos? Slope's 2. Changing y, we're going from 13 to 23. 13 to 23 is how far? 10. Changing x, we're going from 5 to 10. That's how far? 5. Both of those are going up, so both of those are positive. 10 divided by 5, that's 2. Okay? Everybody's good on that part, right? All right, so now we do our y minus mx. We got positive numbers this time, so this might go a little bit smoother. Give that a try. Samantha, what you got? 3 is correct. All right, so we plug in one of the points. Y'all, if they're all positive numbers, I would always use lower numbers, just because lower numbers are usually going to be easier to work with. So we use this one here. My y value is 13. My m, my slope, was 2. X value is 5. One of the things I've noticed on a couple of y'all's, when it's mx like that, that's m times x. We need a multiplication sign between those numbers, okay? So we multiply. What's 2 times 5? 10. So we got 13 minus 10, and that's 3. So our b is 3. So then when we write the equation, we got y equals 2x plus 3. Any questions there? All right, find the slope. Nick, what you got? No? Hmm? 1/3. So our slope's going to be 1/3. The y values are going from 4 to 5. That's up 1. The x values are going from 3 to 6. That's up 3. Both of those are up. That makes them positive. 1/3, that stays a fraction, okay? We got to make sure we're changing y over changing x. So now we do our y minus mx to get our y-intercept. So go ahead, find the y-intercept. Should actually get a whole number. I'm pretty sure for all the y-intercepts today, I picked ones that will get whole numbers. So we won't work with any fraction y-intercepts today. No? All right, so we plug in. I'm using that one right there. My y value is 4. My slope is 1/3. My x value is 3. When you multiply by a whole number, you can put a 1 underneath the whole number, and you multiply straight across the top, straight across the bottom. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 1, also 3. What's 3 over 3? 1. So you got 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. All right, so who could tell me what the whole equation would look like then? Thomas? Remember, it's y equals mx plus b. So the y stays the y when we write the equation. Slope goes in front of the x. It's the coefficient. And the y-intercept is added on. Okay? So once you calculate each one of those, you just plug it in that way. Slope in front of the x, adding on. Any questions on this one? All right, going to try again. Find the slope. Nick?
2 over 4.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. We got to simplify that though. That's 1/2. 2 goes in both of those. Our slope is 1/2. The change in y was 2, change in x was 4. Like he said, 2 goes into each of those. So when you divide each number by 2, you get 1/2. All right, so now we do our y-intercept. We got y minus mx. Let's go ahead and find the y-intercept. Eric? 3 is correct. All right, the easiest to use is that point right there. If I do 3 minus 1/2 times 0, that's just 3 minus 0, that's 3. Okay? I'm going to use this one, though, then just because, just to show you. Okay? So the y value is 5 minus slope was half, x value 4. When we're multiplying half, you just find half of the number. What's half of 4? 2. So we'd have 5 minus 2. 5 minus 2 is 3. Now, who can give me the whole equation? Jacob? Yeah. Y equals 1/2 x plus 3. Any questions?